Welcome, friends, to Pluhari's Peace today. I am Lillian. Our episode today is about spirit and how spirit communicates to you and with you. We will explore this communication more deeply in how you receive it, how you best receive it. This is so very different for each person, very unique, and there is no set formula or right way to do it. The communication will always be subtle, very subtle, so very subtle, powerful, so very powerful, and of a love and reality that cannot be described in words. Spirit comes from the Latin spirare, Latin root spirare, which simply means to breathe. Some people use the word God when they speak of spirit. The word God comes from the Indo-Germanic root goye and simply means to invoke, to call. Some people use the word holy when they speak of God's Spirit, and they say the Holy Spirit. Holy comes from the Indo-Germanic root kailu and simply means whole or uninjured. Some people say, well, what I learned about God as a child or a teen or as a grown-up does not work for me, and I choose not to use that word. Has nothing to do with the reality of what this is. No matter what your belief system is or is not, it is so very deeply interesting that both the root for the word spirit and for the word God are based on verbs. They speak of us, they speak of an action. To breathe and to invoke or call. We can do much as we contemplate this together today. Let's take a few situations where the actions of breathing and invoking or calling could happen in a way that makes you whole for that moment, where God as Spirit is communicating with your spirit. Inspiration, also a Latin word, means to breathe into. Oh, this will be subtle because it is a breath, a breathing into. And to hear that message, you will need to pay a gentle kind of attention, keen yet gentle, so you can receive it and then live it. So imagine for a moment that you are at an office and the computer is in front of you. You see the screen, you hear the hum of the machine. You, a human being, are alive. You have life. As you sit there, an idea comes to you out of nowhere, and you gently seize it, know it, and utilize it. That is inspiration. Imagine you are the person in a grocery store and you are stocking the shelf. Your hand touches the food item, the tin can. You do your service, your work, your job. Inspiration whispers to you to move the tin can over a bit. And you know in that instant what you will change in the way you speak to your wife this evening. That's inspiration. You're in an old folks' home and you're playing a board game of chess. You move your queen across the board, the checkered field, and as you look into the old woman's eyes, you know that your time is near and that it is time for you to visit your children. You are then inspired in your timing. Timing. You're in a hospital and you are straightening the sheet for the patient. Could be a child, teen, adult, old person, dying person. Suddenly, you know God's love for you. And you forgive yourself for a mistake you made yesterday. A mistake that you have been carrying guilt over. You've been carrying guilt over this, and you can let it go now. Forgive yourself. You're in your neighborhood and you're taking a walk in your movement. You are inspired. You sense your next step in life. And no, you will not dismiss the thought. You will examine it carefully and accept the guidance in it, no matter what. Courage, inspiration. Inspiration for courage. For me, it is sitting here right now, speaking to you and listening, even though I do not hear your words. And what is it for you? When do you feel called? And when does your spirit breathe? In what moments in your life has God's Holy Spirit communicated with your spirit? If you do not believe in God, in what moments in your life have you felt real and whole? Have you felt the full reality of your life and had a sense of direction like never before? Take a moment to reflect on a place and time in your life where this has happened for you. We'll give a respectful pause for you to do this. You see, your only job in life is to be who you are, to be true to yourself, and do what you came here to do. Get it done. Being true to yourself, being yourself, is a state of being. Doing what you came here to do is an action or actions. Listening when the spirit-to-spirit communication is happening. Being willing to open and listen and act upon it, that is up to you. No matter how subtle the communication will come, and it will come subtly, the openness and willingness to listen, that is where it's at. And then, of course, to act upon it for real. One humanity, one earth. This is what we have and are right now. Because our population is increasing so rapidly, what used to be dispersed in terms of beliefs, cultures, opinions, languages, ways of life, is now side by side, much tighter and closer, more and more. And because of this, what we are seeing is that the pressure of the side by side is increasing into people being triggered emotionally, so quickly, so violently, and then hardening into taking sides and saying that person is different from me and I don't like it. And I don't like them. And I don't want to live by them or with them. In fact, I wish they were just gone, would disappear. You are living side by side with others that have different beliefs and opinions. And you are either taking sides or not. You are either saying, can't eat lunch with that person because they do the food thing differently than I do, or than my family does. And they are not in my group. Or, I won't talk to my neighbor or brother or sister or mom or dad because they think differently about politics. They hold a different worldview. Or whatever. The list is endless. You and I, we have the opportunity to move forward in new and fresh ways. We can allow ourselves to listen when we receive the spirit-to-spirit communication. And what we do is holy, which means it makes you whole and me whole, complete, and helps us to move forward in life if we but listen when guided. Doesn't what matter what words you use to describe or denote the guidance and where it comes from. Well, you are here for a reason, and you have only one job in life: to be true to yourself, and in your purpose in life, be true to that. Your purpose in life, which is to be you, and to listen when the subtle spiritual communication is taking place, and then to take action upon it with your free will, which is the gift you have been given, as have I. Do you need to worry about what your job is, about getting it right, or getting it at all? Well, worry is an auto-repeat emotion that does not boost your spirit forward. What is your job? To be who and what you are. To take your next step in your life meaningfully, with courage, bravery. How do you do that? All you need to do is to wake up. Just focus a bit more and be situationally more aware. Pay attention. Pay attention 360 degrees around you. This in itself will carry you forward in unexpected ways, and that is delightful. That is so exciting. You may also want to consider this approach. Do you remember, as a child, you were so aware of what worked for you and what didn't? You knew. You were very clear on it. So let's use that child awareness for a moment to become clear on yourself, who you are, and where you are going in life. So what made you happy as a child? Just pick something simple, one simple thing. What made you unhappy as a child? Pick something simple. You know what it is and was. You do know. We will focus on childhood rather than on the teenage years, because childhood and teenage years each have their own unique focus and meaning and purpose in life. They're different. What made you happy and made you unhappy as a child? Think about it for a moment. What do these two things have in common? For example, a young man once told me that what made him happy as a child was to build models, airplane models, in peace. And what made him unhappy was to hear his mom scream at his younger brother, and then to know that she would be coming after him too, even though he had nothing to do with the situation. What these two things have in common, these two situations, is the word future. What made him happy was looking forward to a good future by building something important and meaningful in peace by himself. What made him unhappy was looking forward to a bad future that consisted of a negative and uncontrollable future for him. Here is what a teenage girl said to me when I asked her what made her happy as a child and what made her unhappy as a child. She said, what made me happy as a child was going to the candy store and picking the candy that I wanted. What made me unhappy was other people telling me what to do, what to think, and how to choose. What did these two things have in common? Free will. Her free will. The gift she has been given, like you and me. Free will. When she put the two together, she realized that to be true to herself meant to know that she alone was fully responsible for her own happiness. What made me happy as a child was going to the beach with my family and my brothers and sisters and mom and dad and playing. What made me unhappy was being separated from my brothers and sisters and mother and father and being alone. What do these two things have in common? The comfort of love. When he combined these two into one, he got to be true to myself means to love myself unconditionally with joy. So we just saw in these examples how combining what made you happy as a child and what made you unhappy as a child could be used as a tool to take a person, you, forward in life in a way that is meaningful for you. Interesting tool. Now write out in 3 to 5 words, not many, what made you happy as a child and what made you unhappy. Then find what they have in common and combine the two. Begin with, to be true to myself, To truly be myself means to, and then fill in the blank. Just start with a word, to. We will have a moment for this and give a respectful silence for you to do this in peace. When you are having a good day, one that really works for you and you're humming along, and a day where you are honoring who you are and what you stand for in life, then you are moving in the stream of your true self, the stream of your true self. When you are having a day where you do not feel good about yourself, you are not comfortable in your skin, you have forgotten. No problem. Just stop. Stop forgetting. Remember who and what you are. Take a time out. Give yourself a space, even if it's just 30 seconds. And pull up your inner place where you are true to yourself. Repeat your phrase that has meaning for you. Remember your name, your identity, who you are. You are somebody in life, in your life. Never forget that. Then move forward and move on. All right. We will read 4 poems now, and then we will do a quiet time together at the end. The title of each poem is given at the end of the poem, so you can explore on your own terms and in your own timing what this could mean for you, and without having an advance label to distract you from your own exploration. We wouldn't want to do that, to disturb your self-discovery. I will read the poems twice. The first time, just familiarize yourself with the words and prepare yourself to do a short meditation upon the words. The second time, use your will. Will yourself into the setting of the poem to fully experience the poem and an alternate setting, an alternate reality. Why not? This is from my book, Pluhari's Peace, Waves of Grace, and it was published in November of 2020, last year. In the table of contents, if you have the book, you will see that there are 4 chapters. The first one is called Dimensions. The second one is called Frequencies. The third one is called Paths Home. And the fourth one is called States of Being. I will now read the first poem. In my new world, my hands waft through the sounds, move and stir, spirit. New world. All right, breathe in and breathe out. And now meditate for a moment. Take a quiet time. I'll read it again. In my new world, my hands waft through the sounds, move and stir, spirit. New world. Linger here for a moment Were you able to stand in your new world? Would you do that right now? Were you able to feel the sounds waft through your hands? Try that out right now. Why not? With practice, poetry can be a tremendous asset to meditation and imagination. All right, now the second poem. I sit listening to the wind. The fire roars with each gust. I hear spirit speak to me of a power so pure, it is love. By the fireside. I'll read it a second time, and this time as you listen to it, I would invite you to see the fire, to smell it, to feel its heat, and to enjoy it. Why not? Again. I sit listening to the wind. The fire roars with each gust. I hear spirit speak to me of a power so pure, it is love. By the fireside. Linger there for a moment. Let the sensation move through you. And see where the sensations take you. Let it carry you and explore. Who knows? It could be fun. All right, now prepare yourself for the third poem. Take an easy breath. Breathe in your rhythm. And gentle your awareness. Doesn't have to be hard awareness. So you can allow it to come in easily. Here's the third poem. Like velvet, the light breeze caresses the heart-shaped leaves. As the sun blushes in its blue sky, how every star weaves itself into our blessed night. How God's unending love holds our devotion, and God's unending creation shows us spirit at play. Play of spirit. As you listen to it a second time, just allow yourself to get a sense of how the play of spirit works in your life and through your life, in you, with others, with your world. See what you get. All right, again. Like velvet, the light breeze caresses the heart-shaped leaves as the sun blushes in its blue sky. How every star weaves itself into our blessed night. How God's unending love holds our devotion, And God's unending creation shows us spirit at play. Play of spirit. Just take a moment. How do you play in life? What is your spirit? The next poem, a little bit different, starts like this. So tune yourself in. To what and who? To yourself. And see where you go with this. I walk with the wind, with spirit and silence within. The tips of the fir sway with each breath of Creator. Wind. Before we do another reading, ask yourself where that wind might carry you. If you let it do its job, and it knows what to do, as do you. Second reading. I walk with the wind with spirit and silence within. The tips of the fir sway with each breath of Creator. Wind. Thank you for listening. Now we will be quiet together. Take a nice, big or little, sigh. Whatever your heart needs, a big sigh or a little sigh, your heart knows what it needs. And hear your name as if from far, far away. Far, far away. And bring it into your heart. And hear it there with that same quality. This beautiful sound that is you. Settle into yourself. Get comfortable with yourself. Be still for a moment, the way you do stillness the best. If it means enjoying the sun, its intensity, or the stars, just love their presence in your life. They are here for you. If it means just sitting in a chair, just sit. Close your eyes if you like, or not. Hear the subtle, so very subtle and quiet and gentle communication of Holy Spirit, Spirit that makes you whole. Listen. Breathe it. Live it. And now take its message out into your life and world. And take a sigh. All right. This ends our time together for today. Like you, I am a fellow traveler in the journey of my life. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a doctor. If you are in distress or suffering, get professional help. Get the help you can get as soon as possible so you can take care of yourself, self-responsibility. That helps you to be who and what you are and do what you came here to do with bravery. Getting the help is a brave act in itself, courageous act. Be well and safe as much as you can. Self-responsible. If you would like, you are welcome to write an email to the address given at the end of the podcast, and I will address what it is you say in a future podcast. Thank you for being here in Pluhari's Peace today with me. To end, I would like to read a short poem that will accompany you on your way. Travel easy, my friend. Live with love. Live in spirit. Blessing.